All right, what's going on, y'all? Corpus Christi Originals back at it again, coming to you live from the Produce Streamlab Studios, downtown Corpus Christi, Texas. We got today Matt Cantu.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, dude, glad you're here, man.
Dude, thank you so much for having me, man. This is a huge honor for me. I really love the fact that I'm on the same podcast as names like my homie Alex Arredondo from El Vago Barbecue, and of course Michael White, fucking right.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, which camera am I looking
this
at?
one right here.
Like, ayo, Michael White, Matt Cantu, bro. Just want to say you're an inspiration, brother. I love your bars. I love your flow. You're the funniest dude in Corpus. Granted, I don't know a lot of comedians in Corpus, but you're the funniest one. But hey, listen, I want to get you on a track, brother. Let's make a new metal track, rap rock, in other words. Let's bridge the gap between the hip hop kids here in Corpus and the hardcore scene. Let's make it happen. Let me know if you're down. Hit me up in the DMs. Let's do it, brother.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. That's awesome, man.
Can you imagine that, dude? Michael White on a new metal track?
Yeah.
I think we could do it, dude.
I think he would wreck any track, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
If it's heavy or whatever.
Yeah,
damn, hell
dude
yeah.
is mad talented. Yeah, I think we could really do like you remember when Linkin Park and Jay-Z did Collision
yeah.
Course back in the day? I want to try to do something like that with him. I think it'll be sick.
Yeah, that would be. And he was mentioning too on the podcast that he when mumble rappers started coming out, he started listening to different genres of music.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that too. Yeah. I watched his episode. That was funny.
Yeah,
That was
hell
rad.
yeah, real dude, man, for real, man. Same dude in person, man. It's awesome to meet people like that, man. But so I was introduced to you on TikTok when I was promoting my brand, my clothing brand or whatever.
Yeah, you showed up on my For You page, and I was like, oh damn, like I love a lot of these designs and the streetwear thing that this dude has going on. Like that's very different. It's very unique. So like it didn't take long for me to hit that follow button, brother.
Right on, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess I followed right back. I can't remember, and then I seen you
I think
do.
you did, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got introduced to El Vago also, and then you did a commercial or something or like a whatever spot going to his at the trade center.
Oh,
Like my buddy El Vago and this and that, and I was like, oh
yeah, because when that happened, Alex had actually reached out to me because he had followed me on TikTok as well. I guess he saw like I think it was the video that I made for Hi Ho.
Okay.
I did a video on Hi Ho, which by the way, I don't know if it's still the case, but if you look up the address for Hi Ho, you'll actually see my TikTok video as one of the results. Yeah. And it was because I was trying to do like I'm not a food reviewer by any means, but I'm a big boy. I love to eat. So that's why I like doing the food review videos, because with Hi Ho, I was like, okay, I got a fan base that's very musical. I got a lot of music fans on here. A lot of people love Selena, even from other states.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, here's Hi Ho. This was the Quintanillas, favorite place to eat here in Corpus. Check it out. And I made like a little bit of a blunder because at the end of the video, I was like, hey, I know I didn't show off any of the food that I ordered, but I was really hungry. I know that's kind of the point, but just take my word for it. It's great. And sure enough, one of my homegirls, her name is Taylor Rise. She's the St. Patty's Day festival's going on.
over next door.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend Taylor Rise, she's from Nacogdoches, which is like way up there, like in the Dallas area.
Yeah.
Well, she literally made a trip all the way down, like just to see the Selena stuff.
Yeah.
And she had discovered it through like some of my videos too. So yeah, Alex had seen that video for Hi Ho. He followed me back, and then he immediately reached out and he was like, hey dude, can you come by to my restaurant at the Trade Center and do like a food review type of thing? And I'm like, yeah dude, I'll do it. And then I did it, and then I think it did like pretty good for him, I would say. I don't know if he gained like new followers or whatever, but I know a lot of people started really digging his food. And then it got to the point where he opened up the restaurant off of Navigation, and he wanted me to go back and review that too. So that's what I did. I went back, and that's right when they whipped out the I believe it's called the Turdzilla, the burger with the 3 patties, the brisket and the bacon. I devoured the crap out of that thing, brother. And it is so good. Yeah, if anybody's listening, if you're in Corpus and you do not know what to eat, please go to El Vago Burger. I guarantee, like you're gonna fall in love with something there.
Yeah.
there's a little something for everybody.
Yeah, right on. Shout out to Jason Vilches,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok fam. Caroline Hughes.
Hey,
They're on
Caroline.
YouTube right now.
They're on YouTube right now.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
So, yeah. Caroline is lit, dude. Like my profile picture, the album cover for After Hours, anything that's like drawn or painted or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all her. She's my graphic designer.
Nice.
Yeah, she's from Camden, Tennessee. So shout out to Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Go Titans.
Yeah. Are you a Cowboy fan or are you a football fan or which team would you pick?
I don't really follow football that much. I do fantasy football here and there, but the only reason why I even mess with fantasy football is because somebody told me that it's literally just Dungeons and Dragons for jocks, and I love playing D&D. Yeah. So I was like, perfect. And but yeah, no, I mean, me as a Taylor Swift fan, I mean, I'm probably gonna go for the Chiefs just because Travis Kelce. My stepdad, he loves the Eagles, so I know he's an Eagles fan. But my late grandfather, he's always been a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. So R.I.P. Jose Delgado.
Yeah.
So I think if I were to choose one, it would probably have to be the Cowboys. But when I was in high school, I was all about the Falcons whenever Julio Jones was still playing for them.
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound weird, but the honest to God reason why I even picked the Falcons as my favorite team is because they're the only NFL team that has the same color scheme as Shadow the Hedgehog, and that's the honest that's the honest to God truth. Yeah. Shadow's my favorite Sonic character. I mean, dude, come on, like I got.
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah, I got the tattoo right there.
Damn, hardcore.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Stoked for Sonic 3. Like, I do not care how much of a man child I'm gonna be, but I'm seeing that opening night.
Yeah. That's cool, man. So Carolina uses from Tennessee. You met her through TikTok as well?
Yeah, I met her through TikTok also.
Yeah. She said that was a good explanation. D&D for jocks.
Yeah, D&D for jock. Yeah, it's true. If you really think about it.
That's cool. I think I played it like once or twice one season or whatever. But that's cool, man.
Yeah. It's fun, dude. I played it a handful of times with some of my buddies back home. Shout out to my hometown of San Diego, Texas.
Yeah.
I played with my cousin Jacob Morales, and then we played with our homie Pedro Ruiz. Pedro was actually the dungeon master or whatever they're called, and he would come up with these like crazy narratives, these insane stories, and my wife even played with us for a little bit too.
Yeah,
we had so much fun, but then COVID hit, so we had to like kind of stop doing our D&D stuff, and then we just ended up not playing anymore after that.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, I had a my character was he was a bard / tiefling, and I believe a tiefling is like an elf or something. And bards are cool because bards are musical, like they whip out like instruments and stuff.
Wow.
So I would bring out like a ukulele and I would like sing my spells or whatever. Like that's what I would do. And the name of my character was Parvis Coles, and can I curse on this thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I named him Parvis Coles, and it's Latin because if you type in Parvis Coles in Google Translate and you switch it to English, it translates to small penis. Yeah, so any time that I play an RPG, whether it's like I got into Jump Force for a minute, which was like all the Shonen Jump characters, like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto.
Right.
They were all in this like fighting game together, but Jump Force got like horrible reviews because like they had like a bunch of problems with it or whatever. It's not a great game by any means, but I had a lot of fun with it. And there's a storyline. You create your character, and I named my character Parvis Coles too.
Nice.
And it's any game that I play, whether it's like an RPG or anything where I'm able to create like a character.
Yeah.
If I can't come up with anything, I usually just throw Parvis Coles.
Yeah, that's the go-to.
Yeah.
I got you.
Or I'll make like a funny name, like last name Hunt, first name Mike, or Jack, last name Hoff.
Shout out Renee Ramos on Facebook, man.
Hey.
Yeah. Jason says he's a big Sonic fan as well. You mentioned One Piece, man, and my co-host Zane, he's into One Piece. He wore a One Piece shirt.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, and the creator of not One Piece but of Dragon Ball passed away, right? Just recently.
Yeah, he did. And
how do you feel about that, man?
dude, I'm not gonna lie. The day that I found out, my wife and I just left the movies. We were watching Kung Fu Panda 4, which amazing movie by the way.
Nice.
But yeah, we just got out of watching Kung Fu Panda 4, and I got a message on my phone, and I think it was my friend Elaine. She had messaged me, and she was like, "Dude, Toriyama's dead," and I'm like, "No fucking way." And then I looked at Twitter, and I saw the official Dragon Ball account, and yeah, sure enough, it was true. I was like reading the statement, and the whole time that I was in the car, I was like, shit, holy shit, fuck, and then my wife is like, okay, who died? Because she already knows. Yeah, she already knows. Like, okay, who died? What's going on? And then I was like, babe, Akira Toriyama passed away. She's like, well, who's that? And I was like, creator of Dragon Ball. And then she was like, oh shit, because Dragon Ball is a huge staple in my life. Like, aside from the Tony Hawk series and Sonic the Hedgehog, Dragon Ball is probably like the number one thing that I'm a fan of in terms of like franchises and whatnot. Because I've been watching and playing Dragon Ball since I was 5 years old. So like my whole life, basically, in a way, kind of revolved around this anime and manga. So when I found out that Toriyama passed away, like it broke my heart, dude. Wow. Like I cried for a good like 24 hours, man. Like it really broke my heart. I have a lot of good memories with that show. When my grandfather was still alive, he would watch it with me. Wow. But of course, the whole time he was watching it with me, he was just complaining because all the characters were doing was yelling, which is kind of true. And he was always pissed off because he wanted to watch the game, but ultimately he would cave in and he would let me watch the show. And Dragon Ball is also kind of like what introduced me to a lot of bands that would end up becoming some of my favorites. Like when the movies were localized here in America, like in Cooler's Revenge, for example, when Goku is turning into a Super Saiyan, Change by Deftones is playing in the background. Yeah. And dude, like seeing Goku turn into a Super Saiyan with Deftones music in the background as a kid, it was euphoric, man. Wow. It was almost like a religious experience. Wow. Tens by Pantera, that was in Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan. And Drowning Pool was in there. Dream Theater. That's actually how I was introduced to Dream Theater also. And I think in the Bardock special, they had a Superstar by Saliva. Nice. And like that guitar riff, like, dude, yeah, that was hard. Oh. And I think that's also where like AMVs started becoming a thing too, like anime music videos. Yeah. It would be like, I don't know if you ever saw them, but it would be like Linkin Park, Somewhere I Belong, and it would be synced to clips of Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and One Piece and like all these different. It was mostly anime. I guess it's just because for the most part the music was real heavy, real extreme. So if you throw that in with these like kick-ass fight scenes from Dragon Ball and Gundam Wing and all these different anime series, like it just kind of fits. Yeah,
that's good, man. That's cool. Andy Vera, what's up? He says, "What's up, Matt?"
Oh, hey, how's it going, man? That's my brother-in-law.
Nice.
He plays drums in a band called Fallen Fears. Yeah. They just dropped their first single. I think back in February 13th, if I remember correctly. No, they're actually based out of Alice. Yeah. But they're starting to do a lot of shows here. The song is called Know Your Time. It's very catchy. A lot of people say that it sounds like Offspring. So if you're into punk rock and stuff like the Offspring, you might like that. They're also going to be dropping a new song pretty soon called Schizophrenia, and I think it's available for pre-order at this time. I don't remember exactly when it comes out. Sorry, Andy, but I know it's going to be coming out very soon. So yeah, Fallen Fears, check them out.
Yeah. And then Psychedelic Fruit says One Piece is real.
Yeah. Oh, that's my friend Elaine. That's the one that texted me telling me that Toriyama passed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, she knows, man. Huge Dragon Ball guy.
That's also So you mentioned Pantera and then Dragon Ball. So I started revisiting the Southern Trendkill album, which has tens on it. Yes. Oh my god,
dude, that guitar solo for Floods. Oh my god, man. Dimebag was a beast. Like Dime is easily like one of my, if not the guitar inspiration for me as a guitar player. Yeah. Like my favorite guitar players growing up were always like Dimebag Darrell. I love Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. You know, Kirk and James, Metallica. I really love Scott Ian as well. I'm not like a huge Anthrax guy by any means, but I'm a really big fan of SOD. Do you remember those guys?
What's that? That's the acronym for.
Stormtroopers of Death.
No, not really.
So SOD was basically like all of Anthrax,
Okay.
minus Joey Belladonna.
Right.
They got Billy Milano to sing for them.
Oh man, that would sound different.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was very thrashy, but it was more like crossover thrash.
Okay.
Like it leaned more almost toward like the punk rock side of metal.
Gotcha.
I guess in a way, kind of like Suicidal Tendencies, but like a little more thrash. That's what I would kind of describe the music as. Like SOD is one of my favorite bands. They have this record called Speak English or Die.
Oh wow.
And it's like lyrically, it's probably not politically correct by today's standards. It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, you either get the joke or you don't. But it's a funny album, and there's so many hard riffs on there. And the song Milk has a very special place in my heart because it was in the Tony Hawk's Underground soundtrack.
Yeah. That's cool, man. What was I to say? Oh, so how do you feel about Pantera reuniting without the brothers?
So honestly, I mean, I understand where people's frustrations are with that because, you know, without the Abbott brothers, yes, I know there's no Pantera, but the thing that you got to remember is there's people like me, for example, right? I'm 29 years old. I grew up with Pantera, but when Dime was unfortunately taken from us, that was 2004, right?
Yes, I can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I believe
about right.
I believe it was 2004. I was like 9 years old, so there's no way in hell I was going to be able to see Pantera, much less Damage Plan.
Right.
So there are a lot of people like me that would love to see some form of Pantera live.
No.
Whether like that's just not a tribute band. You know what I mean? I understand where people are like, you know, like the band should have died when, you know, Diamond Vinny died. They probably shouldn't be doing the thing, whatever. But I mean, the thing is like, you know, if you want to go to the show, go to the show. If I had the money, I would love to go to the show.
Nice.
Because that is the closest thing that I'm going to see to playing Pantera live. I understand that Vinnie Paul didn't want that. I know he wanted no association with Phil.
Yeah.
I totally get where he's coming from, but I feel like this is something that the fans like truly deserve. Charlie Benante of Anthrax, amazing fill-in for Vinnie Paul. Like if you close your eyes and you listen to like the live footage that they have, it kind of does sound like Vinny is up there still. Like I guess, you know, Vinny is just kind of like in a way kind of like, you know, blissing him down from wherever he's at.
That's cool.
I know Zach, he's getting like some form of criticism because I know he's not playing it like Dime would. It still sounds like Zach, but the thing that people don't realize is maybe it's because I'm a guitar player and I look at it differently.
Yeah.
So the way this works is you can have Dime's guitar, right? You could have the actual guitar that Dimebag used, his ML, right? You could have his guitar, his strings, his pick, his cable, his entire gear, his entire rig. You could plug yourself into that with all his settings, everything. You still will not sound like Dime. You're going to sound like you. I don't know exactly what the science is behind it.
Yeah.
There's some people that claim that, you know, your tone comes from your fingers or whatever. Maybe to an extent that's true, but you're never going to sound like Dime. Like if I were to get Metallica's rig, if I were to plug into James Hetfield's rig and just start, you know, playing Master of Puppets or whatever, I'm not going to sound like James. I'm going to sound like Matt.
Yeah, right on. I agree to that, man, for sure. You got your own. Everybody's hands are different. I mean, they might be kind of similar, but your hand.
Yeah, and everybody picks different.
Totally, yeah.
You know, it's never gonna sound 100% the same. Like even when I'm in the studio, if my boy Abe Montoya jumps onto the stream, like he could attest to that. Like, you know, I'll be tracking the same riff like 2 or 3 times, and it sounds different every time. Because the way that it works in the studio is to get like a beefy sound. You record 2 guitar tracks. For the most part, one of them is panned like hard left, the other one hard right. And you have to record them 2 different times because even if you record it once and it's a good take, if you copy it, it's going to sound weird. It's going to sound double. I don't know why it does that. Like I said, I don't know the science behind like audio engineering, but it's true. You have to record your part multiple times. Yeah. That's just how it works.
Yeah, right on. Ana Trevino Cantu, she sent 3 blue hearts.
Oh, that's my stepmom.
What's up?
Love you, Ana.
Yeah, and then Alex Arredondo came in.
Hey,
we just shouted you out earlier, bro. What's up?
Yeah, dude, we shouted you out at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah,
I could really use a brisket burger.
4701 Barreta, check them out.
Hopefully y'all ain't sold out right now because I'm hungry.
Yeah, oh dude, hell yeah, yeah, that's cool, man. So you're into Dragon Ball Z. Like, why did you get into that? I guess why did you get into that?
I got into Dragon Ball at a really, really young age. And I can kind of sort of remember like where I was when it happened. At the time, Pokemania was a thing. That was like 1999, 2000. That's when Pokemon.
Is it the card game? This is for all foreign to me, bro.
So Pokemon was an anime, like a cartoon.
Okay,
in other words, yeah. So Pokemon was an anime / video game series / trading card game.
Okay.
Pokemon got huge here in the West in 1999, 2000, like around that time frame. And I was in kindergarten around that time, and I had a friend. They were actually twins. It was Andre and John Signs from Alice, Texas. And Andre and John, they were like, "Nah, dude, Dragon Ball Z is amazing. It's so much better than Pokemon, whatever." So I was like, and they had like a Dragon Ball backpack, and I remember I still remember seeing it. It was Goku on Planet Namek, and he was standing like all like macho and stuff. Like it looked like he was ready to mess something up. Yeah. So I was like, this dude looks kind of cool. Well, maybe I'll check the show out. But and I was always watching Cartoon Network as a kid, And then one day I tuned into Toonami, and I believe they were on Planet Namek, and they were fighting Frieza, and it was Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin. They were all getting their butt kicked by Frieza, and that's when my grandpa had changed the channel. Oh. He was like, "Man, I don't want to see this," and I'm like, "Hey, I'm watching that." And he's like, "Dude, all he's going good part." He's like, "Dude, all he's doing is just going like the whole time." And then I'm like, "No, put it back." So he switches it back, and literally, it's just Piccolo. I shit you not, going like trying to power up. But when I saw like the actual fighting and everything, it was just so action packed. There was a lot of energy involved, and it was just something that like my 5-year-old self got sucked into.
Nice.
But the reason why I stuck with it, the reason why I'm still a fan, even as a 29-year-old man, is because to me at least, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Dragon Ball fans will attest to this. Dragon Ball kind of became like a cultural zeitgeist in a way.
That's a cool word.
Yeah, Dragon Ball kind of became more than just an anime or a manga or a video game series. It kind of became part of our culture. Like even with like Latino culture, like Dragon Ball in Mexico is huge in Mexico. Like if you go to Mexico, you will literally find like taquerias de Goku and stuff like that. Yeah, like when Dragon Ball Super was popping a couple years ago, the fight between Goku and Jiren, one of the characters on the show, like a lot of people in Latin America, they were airing that fight on big old jumbotrons, like in parks and stuff. People were lining up. There were crowds seeing this fight. They were marketing it like a pay-per-view fight, like wrestling or something. It's massive in Mexico. It's so massive to the point where there's rumors going around saying that when a new piece of Dragon Ball media hits Mexico, cartel activity slows down significantly by like 2 days. Wow. Yeah. There's probably, it's probably just a rumor. I don't have any sources for that, but it's an actual thing that is going, like when Toriyama died, there were all these tweets saying that, the cartel is going to do a ceasefire in honor of Toriyama. because that's how huge it is in Mexico. Like if you look up the countries, like the top 10 countries where Dragon Ball is popular, Latin America is at least like 5 or 7 out of the 10.
No.
aside from obviously Japan and the United States. But yeah, no, Mexico, it goes hard for me. Like Goku growing up was my Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're a kid, like people love, you know, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and I'm a huge Marvel guy personally. Like I love Marvel. I've always been like a comic book nerd too.
Right.
But you know, anytime that anybody would ask me like, "Hey, who's your favorite superhero?" I would just say Goku. That was the first thing that would pop up because to me, Dragon Ball, yes, it's a show about fighting, but it's more than just fighting. It's about family. It's about coming together.
Cool.
Like the very end of the series when they're fighting Majin Buu and Goku says, "Hey, like I need you to put your hands in the air. We're doing a spirit bomb. Lend me your energy." Like I was a kid and I was doing the same thing. And then my little brother was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Hey, put your freaking hands in the air, man. Goku needs us." And I think the reason why Dragon Ball fans are so passionate about this series is because it's kind of like the equivalent of cheering on for your favorite football team. Because you know how like Dallas Cowboy fans are very, very dedicated, so much so to the point where Cowboy Nation kind of does get a lot of shit from like the NFL fan base.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball Z fans, they do kind of get a lot of negative reception from the anime community because we're so invested in this character. Like there's always these debates like Goku versus this person, like Goku versus Superman, who would win? Like if you talk shit about Goku, Dragon Ball fans will literally come and put you in a headlock,
Wow,
man.
that's so crazy.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like for me personally, like, you know, I take a lot of inspiration from Goku because to me Goku is like through all odds, he could be on a dying planet. He could literally be getting his ass handed to him, but he's still positive and he always comes out on top at the end. So, you know, because of Toriyama, because of Goku, like that show kind of helped me mold into the man that you see today.
Crazy.
Because, you know, like my family is everything to me. You know, like my fans, my followers, my friends.
Yeah.
I always put other people before me, and in a way that's kind of why I'm in healthcare as well.
Nice.
Just because, like, you know, through this Japanese cartoon show that I saw as a kid, you know, it just inspired me to be a better person. And it's more than just like, you know, like nerd culture and stuff. Like if you go to the gym, I guarantee, Mark, I bet you $20 right now. If you go to Freedom Fitness, you will probably see at least 1 or 2 Dragon Ball shirts. Because that's another thing that Dragon Ball Z did. It inspired gym culture.
Oh, wow.
Like people were working out because they wanted to get beefy like Goku.
Crazy.
I remember there was a guy that was wearing a shirt that said, "Training hard to beat Goku," and in the parentheses it said, "or at least Krillin." So that's just how it was. And even like musicians too, like a lot of today's rappers, they grew up watching Dragon Ball as well. Yeah. So they either sample sounds from the anime or they sample like the theme song or whatever, or they add Dragon Ball references to their lyrics. Yeah. Like it's a huge phenomenon that, in my opinion, is probably going to be around for like the end of time. Like this, like Dragon Ball was our Star Wars. Toriyama was our Stan Lee.
Wow, that's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a new generation coming.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's literally going to transcend the sands of time.
Nice, man. Yeah, and you, I think one of your latest posts, I don't remember. I was going through your TikTok. You were saying that I think it was Drake was sampling Sonic or something like that.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
Yeah, it was on More Life. The album More Life. Well, it's called a playlist by October Firm, but it's an album at the end of the day. Yeah, the song KMT that contains a sample of His World by Zebrahead, which was the main theme for Sonic 06.
Wow.
And the way that they flipped the sample was really cool because they slowed the intro down, they chopped it up into sections, and they created a beat out of it, which is like, you know, hey, cool. Like, I don't think Drake himself sampled it. I think that was more so his producer.
Yeah.
But it's still cool that it ended up on a Drake track. And there's another song off of, what's the record? I think it's called If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. one of the songs on there, I don't remember what it was called, but that contains a Donkey Kong Country sample too.
No, yo.
Yeah. So like a lot of these producers, like they're like, you could sample anything. You know, you could sample a TV show theme. You could sample music from a video game.
Yeah.
You could sample sounds like Wishing Well by Juice WRLD. He actually sampled the sound that the Dragon Balls make from Dragon Ball Z.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, man. So yeah, I wanted to introduce your music here, man, because we've already been 30 minutes in. This is interesting conversation. I like to learn about Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff, and I'll ask you some questions here in a minute. But so you recently had a song, the Aqua Teens?
Yeah, I did a new metal cover of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force theme song, and that's the lead single off of my upcoming After Hours EP, which is basically a collection of 5 Adult Swim theme songs, and I added my own personal flair on them. They're cover tunes, but it's not just a straight up like carbon copy of the original. A lot of these songs, like I reworked them to give it like my own little Matt flair per se.
Yeah.
Certain sections, like, you know, like I added breakdowns. I added like bridges, because a lot of those themes, they were only like 18 to 30 seconds long.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like with the Brack Show cover specifically, I extended that bad boy to at least like 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's got to be tough.
Yeah. So
Figure out what to put in there to make it that long from 18 to 20 seconds.
yeah, and the way that I've been approaching these songs is like, okay, here's the TV show theme song. This is cool, but how do I make it into a kick-ass metal song? So with Aqua Teen, it was perfect because the original theme for Aqua Teen Hunger Force, that is just a straight up hip hop track that was done by Schoolie D. Pioneer.
Oh, actually on the actual show?
Yeah, the actual theme song for the show, it was done by Schoolie D, which is an old school gangster rapper.
Wow.
And it's just a straight up hip hop song. So I was like, okay, hip hop, new metal, easy. It basically just write itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one came very naturally. With the Brack Show, the original theme song is kind of like, kind of sounds like a 60s or 70s style sitcom. And for some reason, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make this into a metalcore song. Because I grew up, like in high school, I was listening to a lot of like Attack Attack, Asking Alexandria, A Day to Remember, things of that nature. Like a lot of bands that were just doing chugga chugga stuff at Warped Tour.
Yeah, right
with
on.
Drop C. So yeah, there's that. The only cover on the album that's like basically just very straightforward is just the C-Lab cover. But the C-Lab cover is also going to act as like the intro to the record.
Wow. So how many songs are on there?
It's 5.
Okay.
So the first track is C-Lab 2021. And then it goes into Aqua Teen Hunger Force, then the Brack Show, then the Boondocks. Wow. And then we're going to end the record with Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Ooh, come on.
The show that started it all.
Yeah, the main one, bro. Yeah, that's the main song. So we're gonna hear part of that EP now. What are we listening to here?
I believe I'm gonna show y'all this is the Brack Show cover. This is the first mix. So let me know what y'all think. Very punk rock. There's that lead guitar. Wait for it. Right when you think it's done.
Yeah.
There we go.
That breakdown in there.
That's where the stank faces come in.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Cosmo Williams on the drums, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. I was gonna mention that. Which So which song is this on the EP?
Yeah, this is gonna be on the EP. 3.
Jason Filches says sick. I love it.
Yeah, there we go.
Dope. Wow, dude, that thing's live, bro.
Yeah. So that's a little sneak peek of the Brack Show cover.
Yeah.
And like I said, the version that you hear today, it's probably going to differ slightly from when we officially release it because we're still fine tuning the mix here and there. We're probably going to like beef up the snare a little bit, just fine tweak it, in other words. But because I feel like I've been I wasn't expecting to be working on After Hours this long, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
I've been working on this project for about a year. So to give people a little something extra while they wait for the full thing to come out, I will be releasing the Brack Show cover as a single.
Wow, man.
And hopefully we're aiming for April 1st, for April Fool's Day. So hopefully it'll come out on that day. If not, it'll still probably come out around that time. So be on the lookout around early April for my cover of the Brack Show theme song, and it's gonna melt your face off. I swear.
Where did we listen to it on Spot? I know I found you on Spotify.
Yeah, it'll be everywhere, man. It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on YouTube Music. It'll be on Amazon, Apple Music, LimeWire,
Nice.
Napster.
You use DistroKid for that?
Yeah,
Or- okay.
I use DistroKid, which is cool because DistroKid allows you to do cover songs as well. You just got to pay for a cover song license, and they take care of it for you.
Wow, it's amazing, dude. How you can just distribute your own music nowadays. Mm-hmm. That's amazing, man. Those guitars sound low.
Yeah.
And you're using the 8-string on that one, or?
No, actually, I used the 7-string on that one. It's in the tuning that I recorded it in was actually drop F, but I didn't use the low F. In reality, you could probably play it on a 6-string guitar if you just tuned down a drop B flat.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So technically it was recorded in F, but theoretically speaking, it can be played in drop B flat.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. And if you think those are low, wait till you hear the Boondocks and Space Ghost, because those are in double drop D.
Yeah, double drop D.
Yeah, I've been experimenting a lot with 8-string lately because when we were recording the Aquatine cover, Abe Montoya of Omega Records in Kingsville, Texas, he's a good homie of mine, and he's actually the one producing, mixing, recording, mastering this project.
Awesome. Shout out, man.
Yeah, he's cool, dude. And he's the real deal, man. Like I go into his studio. Mm-hmm. It's like a little barn type of area, but like you walk inside, he's got an EVH 5150, and he's got like a whole rack, and then he has like a quad Cortex. Like this dude's got gear for days, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Would you tell him I want to play on that EV?
Yeah, that's literally what I told him. Yeah, and I think we might have recorded Aquatine through the EVH. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think we might have captured it on the quad Cortex. But yeah, like he's been helping me out significantly through that, and there's a whole lot of special guests that are going to be featured on this project too. Shout out to my buddy Alan Werman. He plays bass in a new metal band from San Antonio called Agony.
Nice.
He's playing bass on a couple tracks. My buddy Josh Freeman he plays in a hardcore band called Modown. He's from up north somewhere. I forgot exactly where, like out of state, but he's actually playing bass on the Brack Show. Wow. So the bass that you heard, that was all him.
Nice.
And then Cosme Williams formerly of Texas Devil, currently in Static Effect. He's playing drums on 90% of the songs. And then my friend Leighton from West Virginia, she's actually going to be playing drums on the Boondocks cover. Yeah. Which is kind of ironic because I wasn't expecting to get a white girl to play drums for the Boondocks, but it just kind of fell into place. But no, like she really threw it down on there. I wanted to give her a shout out because I've always loved her drumming. She goes by Groovy Ghost Notes on like Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. Cool. And she's got a lot of soul, man. And she tore it up. Like I really love the drum parts that she wrote for the Boondocks. It's gonna be
That's
sick.
awesome, man. Yeah, just listening to you talk about this, man, it shows your for me, like it shows your hustle.
Yeah.
Like have you always been like that? Even on your TikToks, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, this dude actually you research most of the stuff, don't you, before you
Oh
put the
yeah,
video
yeah.
that? Well, see, like that
Yeah.
in itself is a hustle, man. Have you
Yeah.
always been like that?
I've always been like that. Like when I was in school, you know, A, B, C student, didn't really get a lot of D's until I got into college. But hey, yo, shout out to Coastal Bend College, man. D's get degrees.
There you go.
Like, but yeah, no, like it was, but yeah, no, I was always, I guess, like a scholar. You could say that. My mother, Joanne Garcia, she's actually a teacher. She's an English teacher.
Oh wow.
So I guess like, you know, she taught me a lot of stuff growing up. My late grandfather was real big into education. My father as well. He was always like, you know, make sure that you study hard, get good grades, whatever. So I was just always really good at researching things. And when I'm really passionate about something, like when I become like a super fan of whatever it is, whether it's a TV show or music or what have you, I don't just become a fan of the property. I want to know every little thing. I want to know, okay, how was this animated? Who animated this? Who created the show?
Wow.
How was this song recorded?
Yeah.
Who are the band members? You know,
Deep dive.
Yeah, I always do deep dives on this stuff, and I think that's also why I'm able to whip out like so much like fact videos, as I call them, because you know, I just have so much knowledge of, you know, my favorite things, and I just want to be able to share that knowledge with the world. And I always try to make sure that if it's something that I'm not like 100% sure on, I'll make sure that I do research beforehand, so that way I'm not spreading misinformation or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Granted, you know, sometimes maybe I do get stuff wrong. I mean, I'm human; it's gonna happen. But a lot of people have reached out and they're like, "Yo, dude, I learned so much from your videos and all this stuff," and
Wow.
like that, and that makes me feel good, because, you know, if my content like moves you in a way, whether it educates you or you like my music or what have you, you know, that makes me feel like I did my job at the end of the day. And I've always wanted to do something like this. I've always been an entertainer at heart. I was in plays when I was a kid, like as early as like 5 years old. I was in one act play for a year when I was in high school. And I think we actually made it we didn't make it to state, but I think we made it to like area or something.
Awesome.
So I was always just doing like, you know, like the entertainment stuff, you know, music, when I was a kid, I got really into drawing, and I wanted to be an animator. I wanted to create my own TV show. My original dream was to either create a cartoon show or to become a voice actor. Like, I wanted to create a cartoon show, and I wanted to pitch it to Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network and see if they would pick it up. But when I was in 7th grade, that's when I discovered guitar.
Wow.
And I kind of like abandoned the drawing cartoon side of me.
Right.
And I went straight into the music stuff, which is why After Hours means so much to me, because I wanted to combine my love of Adult Swim and heavy metal. I wanted to put those two worlds together.
Yeah.
And of course, like, you know, like Adult Swim is the perfect thing for that, in my opinion, because, you know, we have Metalocalypse, which is, you know, Death Clock, Brandon
right.
Small. So I think it's just a perfect fit.
That's awesome, man. Bon Marie, shout out. She said, Matt Cantu, Black Hearts and 100%.
Yeah, that's my friend Bonnie. We actually work together at the hospital.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so that's my coworker right there. Yeah, Bonnie's lit, dude.
So you were able to do the show because you work nights, or that's what you were telling me before you came on.
Yeah, I work night shift. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it in the morning, but yeah, no, 8 p.m. This is where I thrive.
So that's cool, man. So your degree is in medical? Did you get a degree, or how did you get into that?
I have that's a funny story. So I actually do have a college degree. I have an associate's degree in computer information technology.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't go into technology, but I guess in a way I'm still using it because I'm like editing videos and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, no, I didn't get into IT because I wanted to get my bachelor's in computer science, but I would have had to take like 72 math classes or something. And the minute they told me like, bro, you're gonna have to take Cal 4,
No.
and I was, yeah, no, screw that. So I wanted to change my major to like something else. And around the time I had actually met my wife, who was, you know, just my girlfriend or whatever at the time, and she was already a nurse. She had already been a nurse for about 3 years at that point. We got together in 2018. So now, because she's been a nurse since 2016, so she's going on almost 10 years of her career.
Wow.
And she was like, well, why don't you try healthcare? And I was like, healthcare is honestly the last thing I want to do. But I took a phlebotomy class. That's the people that draw your blood, you know. So I took that, and I thought that the environment was pretty cool, pretty fun, and to me it felt like a lot like there was no math. So in my opinion, it was easier than technology. So I was like, okay, great, I could probably get into this. So yeah, I worked as a phlebotomist for a little bit. I worked as a dialysis technician for about 2 years. So I was sticking people that were on dialysis, and that was a lot of fun. I made a lot of great relationships there, but you know, I left the job for reasons, mainly because of management. Not gonna lie. And that was pretty heartbreaking at the time because when you work dialysis, you work these really long hours and you see these patients pretty much every day. You see them more often than you do like your own family.
Wow.
So you're not supposed to, but you still kind of like gain a close relationship with these people, you know, just because they kind of act like your family at that point. So yeah, it was a little heartbreaking to leave dialysis, but I'm in the mental health field now. I work at a psych hospital because one of the other things that I'm very passionate about is mental health. When Chester Bennington died in 2017, that was another death that like really took a toll on me, much like Akira Toriyama from earlier this month. So Chester was also like my reason for getting into mental health. And, you know, granted, I don't really plan on staying in healthcare like forever, you know, but I do love the fact that I'm able to make a difference in these people's lives and, you know, impact them in a positive light.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good thinking there, man. Wow, it's amazing. I had no idea. My wife is a paramedic, so she's.
Oh man, shout out to her, dude.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. I can't believe she did. I can't believe that profession doesn't get paid more. Just like teachers.
Oh, don't even get me started on that, brother.
Dude, what
don't
do you
even
think
get
about
me started on
dude,
that,
let's
dude.
start it, dude. What do you think about that?
My God, dude. I mean, like, let me put it to you this way: like, I don't want to go into the nitty gritty of like what I get paid or anything like that, but like, you know, there are certain professions in healthcare where you're making just as much as somebody that's starting out at McDonald's. You know, and I got nothing against McDonald's workers. I mean, shit, I eat at McDonald's every day. That's why I'm a big boy. But, you know, I do feel like healthcare workers are very, very underappreciated because, you know, we are very hard workers. We're on our feet for 12 to 16 hours a day. And we give our entire heart, all of our love, all of our care to these strangers that need way more help than we do. So it could get pretty taxing on the body. I remember like dialysis for example, when I was working at the dialysis clinic, I would always come back with like horrible lower back pain because I was just bending over the whole time. You know, and then like a lot of nurses that retire, I'm pretty sure like they have problems with their ankles or with their joints because you're just constantly going.
Yeah, for sure. And when we were getting out of debt, my wife was working like 48 hours shifts, like
yeah,
and shout out to her, man, for real.
Yeah, shout out to my wife too.
Yeah,
because it definitely takes a special person, special heart to be in that type of profession. And yeah, I mean, I went to truth be told, I tried going to nursing school. I tried getting my nursing degree. It didn't work out well for me personally, but you know, I still feel like I'm doing great where I'm at. Like my job is paying my bills, and it's also, you know, funding the entertainment side of me because because I'm gonna be real with you, homie. Like for me, like if it ever gets to the point where music and content creation can pay the bills, I'm jumping all in on that.
Hell yeah.
And I got kind of happy because I got my first big check from TikTok this month. So
seriously, bro, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disclose the exact dollar amount, but
That's sweet,
I will
bro.
but I will tell you this. So I've been monetizing my stuff since I hit 10,000 followers a couple years ago. A few months back, I did a video talking about Skate 3, the video game.
Okay.
And it got about, I think, 20,000 views within like a couple days or so, which is impressive, right? And I got about $17 from that video. So that could kind of give you like a rough estimate of where the math is.
Gotcha.
And then last month, I put out a video that hit almost 400,000 views.
Wow.
And I was telling my wife about it, and I was like, "Oh, cool, dude! I might get $50." I checked my analytics for that video the next day. $250 for one video.
Nice.
That happened.
Wow. Because I'm on YouTube. I have a personal page. I'm monetized because I'm into programming too. So I put some
cool.
C++ videos.
Nice.
Because I took programming 1 at Del Mar, and that after that I was using that book and I was solving the problems in that book, putting them online.
Oh, that's rad.
So different colleges from different parts of the United States are looking at my videos to find for the solution for those problems.
Man, where were you when I was in college, dude?
I was probably there, bro. You gotta look it up.
Probably gonna have my damn bachelor's.
Yeah.
Dude.
So I'm monetized to YouTube. I was wondering how it works with. So you're getting monetized through views on TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and there's like a bunch of different like ways that they factor that thing in because they used to have this thing called the Creator Fund. They would pay you based on like your amount of views or whatever, but they abandoned that particular program. They abandoned it because now they whipped out the creativity program beta, but now that is being reworked because now they're getting out of the beta phase.
Oh, wow.
But a lot of people were pissed when the creativity program beta came out because now in order to get monetized on TikTok, your videos have to be at least a minute or longer. So anything that's less than a minute long, like the short form content, that's not getting monetized anymore, which is sad because in a way that's kind of where TikTok built their whole platform on. Yeah, it was short form content, but yeah, so a minute or longer, and you have
put
to
it up here, Maya, if you can.
So what?
No, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
yeah, no, it's cool. 10,000 followers, at least. And then I think you have to have like a certain amount of views. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I can tell you that for sure a minute or longer. And in order to even get paid, your video has to hit 1,000 views or more. So that's another thing that people got to get, that people kind of have to get used to. So that's why, like, I mean, luckily it works well for me because all, if not most of my videos are at least a minute or longer.
Yeah.
I don't really do any like short form stuff anymore just because, at least in my experience, when I did short form content, it didn't really get like the reach that I thought it was gonna.
Yeah.
With the exception of this one like 6-second video that I put out that hit like almost 7 million views.
Oh, crazy.
Which I never got paid for, unfortunately, because that was before I was able to monetize my stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that video didn't get a single cent from that. And you could probably still find it on my page. It's a video of me dropping a candle at Ollie's. There's like a sign on the thing that says "Don't grab candles by the lid," and I'm like, "Don't tell me what to do." So I pick it up, and then I almost drop the candle, and then I catch it with my phone, so it kind of like it acts like as a jump scare toward the viewer.
Oh, crazy!
For some reason, that thing got 7 million views, and I'm like, dude, I make all this these fact videos.
Yeah.
I make music, and that's the thing that y'all gravitated toward. All right, fuck you guys, but yeah, but honestly, that video, I don't want to downplay that, because that particular video changed my life. Like, a lot of people started following me from that, and I thought they were just gonna follow me because of that one funny video. But no, they actually stayed. Like, they actually stayed, and they were still interacting with like the music side of me.
That's cool.
The whole thing.
It's like a personal brand. What was that you had up, Maya? He put up something about the TikTok bill or something like that. Do you know anything about that lately?
Oh, is that the ban, the TikTok ban?
Yeah. What's happening there? What do you think about that?
I had a feeling y'all were gonna ask me that. Okay,
Dude, okay. Maya back there, bro.
All right,
Props
so
to Maya.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. If you have more wrinkles on your face than the California fucking raisins, you should not be telling us what we can and can't do on the fucking internet, man. So now, this TikTok ban thing, it's not new news by any means. They've been trying to ban TikTok for the past like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like, I don't know why Congress decided to expedite this particular bill. Like, we have a massive homeless population, especially here in Corpus. If you go down like Morgan Avenue, like, those people could desperately need homes.
Yeah.
Like, there's we have like human trafficking. There's a whole lot of other issues that I feel are more important than a social media app where people just lip sync and twerk. But yeah, their whole thing is TikTok is their partner company is ByteDance, which is based out of China. That's all it comes down to. They're afraid that China is getting our info and this, that, and the other. They're stealing our data, what have you. But honestly, like, I mean, Facebook, Google, Twitter, all these guys, they have our data already. And I'm pretty sure like some of those companies, they probably sell our data to like, other countries, other sources.
Yep.
But I do not understand why China specifically is the problem, because like, last time I checked, I mean, this was made in China. This was made in China. My chones were made in China.
Right.
So why is this an issue now? Like, we're still doing business with China. Why is this application a problem? Like, this is just my opinion, but I think they just don't want us to be talking to people from other countries. Because I have people that are following me like from Australia and the UK, like all these different countries.
Cool.
And like a lot of people are getting their news in real time because like, CNN, Fox News, like they're going to not alter the stories per se. I'm not saying that, but they're going to try to like put out a certain narrative. Like, they're going to try to tell you what they want you to hear, instead of the truth per se. So like with TikTok, it's people just like filming on their phone and they upload it. Like, granted, sometimes people are really good at editing, but some of the stuff that you could see, for the most part, like it's true. It's out there. You can't really like backtrack from that once it goes down. And another criticism that TikTok faced was when this bill was in Congress, they whipped out this like mass notification with like a little search bar where you could put in your zip code, and it gives you like the representative in your area that you could contact and tell them not to ban this thing.
Wow.
So they twisted that around, and they were like, you see, like, this is how they could, alter the algorithm to like show us stuff that's going to benefit China and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, y'all are blowing that completely out of proportion, because that's not something that TikTok is new to. Like, you could literally just go to Google, type in who's your representative, and the search bar will pop up too, like on a government website. The only difference was they integrated it into the app at that point in time.
Wow.
That's the only difference.
Wow, so crazy. Poppy Game Chachi said amen to that, what you were saying about the raisin face looking people. She's gonna Poppy Game's gonna be on here. She's a rapper here out of Corpus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But you were
Hey, jump on a track with me if you want.
Yeah. So you were mentioning, that makes me think about how, because you advocate for bands that are on, people that are on TikTok, you know what I mean? And it reminds me of like how it's making its way to where the TV shows aren't the only thing that are being shown to people.
Yeah.
Now it's what you're doing, what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the new TV.
Yeah, exactly. And truth be told, like a lot of people have been asking me like, hey, if TikTok does get banned, like what are you gonna do? And honestly, like it will be very heartbreaking to see TikTok go, because at the end of the day, what they want to do is that Congress is saying that they don't want to ban it, but they really want TikTok to separate from ByteDance. If TikTok does not separate from ByteDance and sell the company to, I assume, somebody American, then they will ban the application.
Crazy.
But I will say this: if something does happen to TikTok, nothing, and I mean nothing, not even the government, is gonna prevent me from putting out dope as fuck music and dope as fuck content for my people. Because those 34,000 followers that I got, they didn't happen overnight. I had to really work and grind to get them.
Yeah.
But if something does happen, you know, I'm gonna go hard in the paint on other platforms. I still got Instagram, I got YouTube, I got Twitter. So, you know, for some of my followers that are listening, if you're really afraid of the TikTok ban, my username on everything else is exactly the same, Matt Cantu Music. If you just do a quick search, you'll find my stuff.
Yeah. So, do you mind if we keep going? We usually do an hour, but this is an interesting conversation. Can we keep talking? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm fine with that, dude.
So even like it seems like Instagram and even Facebook are even kind of regulated to where you have to do ads to push your stuff more.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's exactly why I don't really have the reach on Instagram or Facebook that I probably should have when you compare it to TikTok, because TikTok's algorithm is, for me at least, it's more user friendly, and that's the only platform that I'm able to monetize on, because their whole thing is, you know, we're giving power to the creators. And granted, yeah, I don't get a lot of money from TikTok by any means. I'm not making six figures off that thing.
Right.
If I was, I wouldn't be in healthcare right now. But no, but it honestly, truthfully, it does help me out. Even if I just get like $20 to $50 a month from those guys, like that's $20 to $50 that will prevent me from being overdrafted at the end of the month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with the way, like, you know, inflation is going right now and like the cost of living, all that stuff.
Yeah.
TikTok is literally a second source of income for a lot of these people, like small businesses too. Like Alex, for example, you know, like Alex, I'm pretty sure he got a lot of his business from that particular platform. As is the case with me, as is the case with, like, you know, restaurants and, like record labels, I'm pretty sure, and just a bunch of different businesses. They all use this this platform, and it's very beneficial, very educational as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how do you find yourself creating a good social platform for yourself?
For me, I think what helps me out is just the fact that I guess you could say that I'm a bit of an attention whore, if you want to call it that. Like, I'm not afraid to be in front of the camera. I'm not afraid to talk to strangers, which is why you and I are having the conversation that we are. And I've always been like that. What happened was, I mean, when I was a kid, I wasn't like this. When I was like in second grade and I had to do like an oral report, I would literally like just shiver with anxiety and I would just start crying. I literally had to go to my teacher, Miss Farias at the time, so that way she could like hug me and everything. And she'd be like, "No, mijo, it's okay. Like, you're doing great."
Cool.
But shout out to Miss Farias from, you know, St. Elizabeth School in Alice, Texas, because she kind of helped me like get out of my shell per se.
Yeah.
And I became more like charismatic and whatnot. So I'm not afraid to be in front of the camera. And when you put like a face to the content, I feel like that kind of helps you out too. Because now it's getting to the point where like I went to the mall the other day and I ran into one of my followers there.
Wow.
Like he saw me at Spencer's and he's just like, "Hey, I followed you on TikTok like 2 weeks ago. Like, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Hey, like, you know, that's rad." And then there's this guy called Vil Ate It on TikTok. He's like a food reviewer. He's based out of Corpus too.
Nice.
And he ran into me at the mall as well.
Wow.
So yeah, now it's getting to the point where like people are like, you know, recognizing me out in public and everything.
Cool, man.
When I went to the Shattered Sun reunion, so many people came up to me. Like, awesome. It was cool. Like, and like I said, at the end of the day, like if I'm able to move at least one person, like if I have like, you know, one fan like say like they're having a bad day and they see one of my videos and it like cheers them up or something,
Yeah.
or I play like a favorite song of theirs on guitar or whatever, like if I make their day, even if it's just one person, then my job is done.
That's cool, man. It's awesome. So what's some of the future goals that you're, I guess, trying to do? It seems like you're obviously going to continue doing this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm not gonna stop making content because when I play my guitar, when I do music, when I make these videos, when I do research, like that's my happy place per se. You know, like music and content creation. That's what keeps me at bay. Like that's what keeps my mental health in check. There was a time in my life where I was kind of in a dark place, I guess you could say. I wasn't doing very well financially. I had to sell like all my instruments at one point. And I was very, very depressed because I needed to try to get back on my feet again. And my wife, who was like my girlfriend at the time, she was like, you know, like we really need to save up and like get you another guitar or whatever, because it hurts me seeing you like this, you know?
Wow.
I wasn't suicidal or anything like that, but I was very, very sad all the time because I didn't have the thing that was giving me comfort, you know, kind of like a security blanket in a way.
Right.
So, when I was in high school, this is a true story, by the way, my father gave me a 7-string guitar for Christmas. And I played the crap out of that thing all throughout high school. I did like 2 or 3 shows with it when I was still in high school.
Nice.
And I still have it to this day. But that was one of the guitars that I sold back in like 2019 when I fell on hard times.
Oh.
And I sold it at a pawn shop in Alice, Texas. And my wife's family is from there. We were already living in Corpus at the time. A couple months had passed. We got back on our feet, you know. And I was like, hey babe, you know what? Let's stop at that pawn shop. I just want to see if my guitar is still there.
Wow.
Well, we went there like a year later. My 7-string was still hanging on the rack. It collected a bunch of dust. One of the knobs was missing, but the value had depreciated so much to the point where I was actually able to buy it back.
Was it an Ibanez?
It was a Schecter.
Schecter.
Yeah, it was a Schecter Omen 7.
Oh. Sick.
And the funny thing about that is I think I sold it to them for like $300 and I bought it back for $100.
No.
And
Nice.
I went up to the cashier. I was like, "Hey, that was actually my guitar, and I'm buying it back." And she's like, "Huh?" And she looked at the history. She's like, "Oh yeah, this was your guitar." And yeah, so I still made a profit off of them, and I still got that guitar. I still have that guitar to this day. I need to take it to the good people over there at Sound Vibes because I need to kind of revive it a bit. It's got some intonation issues with it, but if it gets to the point where it's completely unplayable, I already told my dad like I want him to sign it, and I was gonna put it like in a shadow box because that's easily the greatest Christmas present that my dad ever gave me.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I had an Ibanez. My first 7-string was an Ibanez, Floyd Rose.
Oh damn! Okay.
Yeah, it was, dude. My parents, man, they hooked it up, bro. We did a gig. My dumb self didn't even take care. It got stolen, bro. Stolen. I was like,
man.
oh.
Damn, my heart breaks for you,
Dude, it does. Oh my god, dude. Oh man, just thinking about it, dude. The case was smooth. They had like a red velvet, like kind of like this color right here.
Oh man.
Oh man, I was so dumb, dude. Anyway, that was my first 7-string in there. But I was thinking about your wife, man. How she was your girlfriend at the time, but she stuck with you through hard times, bro.
Yeah,
And
she
y'all
did.
got married and all
That's
that. Dude,
that's why
big.
that's why I married her, because you know she met me at a time where I wasn't quite the man that I am today. I was in between colleges. I was still trying to figure out like, you know, what I wanted to do career wise and everything. But she saw something in me for whatever reason that I guess nobody else saw. And I felt kind of bad because at the time it kind of felt like I had to like prove myself to her family, you know,
Wow.
because they're like, this dude's in between colleges, like, you know, he's not working because he's trying to study, you know, like it was one of those things. But I told him, I was like, no, I mean, you don't understand, you know, yes, I'm from San Diego, Texas. Yes, I'm from Naked City.
Vaquero
Yeah.
Nation.
It's like, yes, I'm from Naked City, sort of like, yeah, I'm from the hood, but I'm not that kind of guy, you know, like I'm smart. I'm I'm educated. I'm just in a rough patch, you know.
Yeah,
That's
man.
all. That's all it was. So when it got to the point where we were getting like really serious, like that's when, you know, I started really doing everything that I could like for her, so that way I could prove to them like, you know, your daughter or whatever, she's in good hands. Like, you know, I promise I'm not like some of the other guys that you've probably met.
Wow.
I know they were saying that maybe like one of her sisters or whatever had dated some like horrible people, and I was like, no, I'm not that guy at all. And I had told him straight up, I was like, look, you know, I was in an abusive relationship in 2016 with a woman who shall forever remain nameless. And I went through hell with that person. 2016 is such a blur because I went through so much stuff with her. And it's not really something that I like to talk about publicly because it's like, oh, you were abused by a girl? Like, you're a big ass man. Like, why did you let that happen? I'm like, dude, that's not me. Like, I don't, like, yeah, she would hit me and everything, but I never once struck back at her
Wow.
because I was always told and raised,
That's how you're raised.
yeah, never raise your hand toward a woman, even if shit is hitting the fan, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So that's just not the type of person that I am. And you know, it got to the point where, like I said, I told him like, no, like she's in good hands. And then we started getting more serious, and we moved to Corpus in 2019, and then in 2020, that's when you know, right smack at the beginning of the pandemic, that's when I got the bright idea to propose.
Wow.
And I was actually going to take her to the water gardens here in town to propose to her, because I've always been in love with the Corpus Christi area. Even when I was a kid,
Cool.
I would always tell myself like, hey, like I'm going to move to Corpus one day.
Yeah.
So we had that, she gave me that urge to do it, and she wanted to move too. So that's how we got over here.
Whoa. So you proposed? You weren't living here, or
No, we were already living
You
here
were
at the
living- okay,
time.
okay, okay.
Yeah, but we both collectively decided that we wanted to move to Corpus because
nice.
I've always wanted to move here since I was a kid. And we were actually at Quasar's arcade one day, and we got out of the arcade, and then my wife was like, you know what? Like, why don't we just move here? And I was like, dude, it's been my dream to move here. So yeah, we came here October of 2019. And then I think by like March 2020 or so, or April 2020, I forgot when, that's when I proposed.
Wow.
And then, but we actually didn't get married until April of 2023. So
Wow.
we're getting ready to get on our 1 year anniversary. But
Congrats,
yeah,
man.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, shout out to my wife, Claire Cantu, because you know, she was the one that really saw me for who I was, like the entertainer and like the
Amazing.
music guy, you know. And she's always encouraging me to, you know, keep making more videos, keep making more music.
Yeah.
Whereas like some of the other people that I dated, they were like, you know, you're wasting your time, like
Wow.
this, that, and the other, you know, like really discouraging stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
But she gave me like the courage to truly be myself and be whoever I wanted to be. And it's cool because like in past relationships, I always felt like I had to change to fit like the other woman's narrative, if that makes sense. But with Claire, I felt like I didn't have to change myself. Like for once in my life, I felt like, hey, I can actually be a nerd. I could actually, you know, be a musician, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would just go on these crazy tangent, like kind of like how I do my TikTok videos, like where I'm just like, hey, did you know about this, that, and the other? And I would do that, and then I would stop myself, and I'm like, oh wait, sorry, like you probably don't want to hear that. It's like being a nerd, you know? And she's like, no, like I love it, like it's very interesting. And I'm like,
That's cool.
okay, here we go. Like, yeah,
Nice.
shout out to Claire. Like,
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love that woman to death, man.
It's awesome, man. Yeah. My wife got me this shirt. She's like, you wear this shirt for the podcast. Because you were wearing hoodies or whatever. She's like, I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I wear this shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's awesome, bro. My wife's awesome.
yeah. I was trying to go to I went to the mall earlier too because I bought the hat at the mall, but I picked up this jersey at Burlington. Because for some reason, I guess, because I've been trying to like work on my image a little bit, and I've been wearing a lot of baseball jerseys lately.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I don't play baseball at all, but
Just like the
they just look cool. So I guess in a way I'm kind of like a poser when it comes to baseball, but yeah, no, like because with me, like I really love the late '90s, early 2000s, which
Yeah.
is where my love of new metal comes from. So I really want to start investing in like those flame shirts. You know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
from
yeah, I
back in the
gotcha.
day?
Like
Yeah.
silky, they're like kind of silky.
Yeah,
with,
like
yeah, I
the
know what you're
Hawaiian
talking about.
shirts. Yeah, I want to get like a neon green flame one and a blue
Nice.
one. I want to get all these different colors.
Dope.
And then I want to get like I don't know what they're called. I guess not Jenkos, but I guess like rave pants or whatever,
Yeah.
like trip pants. That's what
Okay.
they're called. Yeah, I want to get those, and I want to start rocking those on stage. Yeah, because like my musician persona is
Yeah.
obviously going to be a lot different than just like my going out in public persona. But
Yeah.
yeah, people don't realize that your image. It might not seem like a very important thing to a lot of bands and a lot of musicians, but it actually does matter in the long run, because that's one of the things that's gonna make you stand out from the crowd, as opposed to just having kick-ass music, because you already got the kick-ass music, especially the scene here in town, like the metal scene, the hip-hop scene. There's a whole lot of great bands here, amazing talent. And there's some that have the talent and the image, and those are the ones that are like making the rounds. Like shout out to like the Raul Ayala band.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, so Raul Ayala, he's this little kid.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah.
I think he's like 21.
Yeah.
or I think he just turned 21. Or no, not even. I think he's like 19. I think he just graduated high
he
school
seems
last
like
year.
a young dude. Yeah.
He's a guitar player from hell, dude. Like mad shredder, immensely talented guy, and his backing band, like the guys that he jams out with, amazing dudes. Chris Ivory is a guy. I don't think he's playing with them right now, but I know he was playing with them at one point. Amazing keyboard player. Yeah, immensely talented band, and they had. When I saw them live, they had a look already. Chris was coming in with these like nice suits,
Nice.
like real pressed iron suit and tie type of thing, and just like doing his thing on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
keys.
yeah.
And then Raul has like his PRS Custom 24, which Raul, I'm still very jealous, man. I need that in my life. If you ever sell that bitch, hit your boy up. But yeah, like they just like they look like a professional band, and
Yeah.
they're a bunch of kids. There's another girl. Her name is Nat Flores, and I think she's young too. I think she might even still be in high school. She's probably like 18 or 19.
Oh wow.
She sings in a band called Censored. I haven't seen them live yet. I'm trying to really make it a point to see them live pretty soon. But she's like real. I don't know what she would categorize herself as, but she's like real goth looking. Like she wears like the dark makeup, and she has like the
Gotcha.
like those hats that I guess look like witches' hats or whatever.
Nice.
And she rocks the trip pants and stuff
Wow,
on
crazy.
stage, and she's like she looks like a performer. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to get at.
Like
eventually.
the image is part of the brand of your brand. Of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
personal
'cause-
brand.
Yeah, like, and I have merch too. And one of my most popular shirts is the San Mateo shirt.
Okay.
Which is kind of like a character, well, like a character that I play.
Oh, wow. Oh, you play a character?
Sort of, yeah.
Cool.
Like so the way that originated was San Mateo came about because at the time my wife and I, we always do couples costumes for Halloween.
Oh, nice.
So one year I went as Nacho Libre, and she dressed up as Encarnacion, the nun.
Cool.
So she had the full nun getup, and one day I was just like, I'm gonna try this thing on, because I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school, and that's why I always tell people, like, when I die, I think I'm immediately gonna go to heaven because I already served my time in hell, which was Catholic school. Yeah, but shout out to my Catholic brothers and sisters, man. Like I'm still Catholic through and through, even though I'm not necessarily practicing anymore. But yeah, I put the nun headdress thing on, and I threw up these like double peace signs. I did like a selfie, and the San Mateo thing just came out right after that. So I was like, maybe I could run with this. So
Cool.
we turned the image into a PNG, and we added like the stained glass background, and I put it on a t-shirt, and on the back it says the patron saint of riffs.
Right on.
And on the description, I think it says something like wear this shirt when your riffs are trash, and they'll become slightly less trash. And eventually, I haven't done it yet because I've been slacking. But people actually want like prayer candles made of like my face or whatever.
Wow.
So like I really
sell those, bro,
yeah
for real.
I really want to get them made. I know it. I know it's gonna piss off some people. I totally understand that. It's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. My mom definitely does not like the San Mateo stuff. I still love you, Mom. It's cool.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, like, hey, like I got the San Mateo thing. I got my logo, which is a matagram, which is just the letter M wrapped up like a pentagram. But you know, like I'm not a satanic artist or anything like that. You know, it's just I like the dark imagery, and you know, my thing as a Catholic, a Christian, if you have a solid foundation, if you have a solid relationship with God, then you know the enemy shouldn't scare you. You know, like a lot of people back in the day, like the whole satanic panic thing with like 80s bands like Slayer and all them, they got a lot of crap for their satanic imagery. They were pushing that agenda onto people, whatever. But
I
it's
think
like
Slayer like purposefully did that just to piss them off.
Exactly. Tom Araya had said in an interview, like, we just did it to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it to fuck with people. And people.
So you're saying, I'm sorry, you were saying that that shouldn't scare you.
Yeah.
Because you I guess your belief system.
Yeah. Like I personally feel like I have a solid relationship with God. I still pray every night. I'm not a Christian artist by any means. I just so happen to be Christian, you know.
Gotcha.
I just so happen to believe in God. But you know, my brand, my content, it's not Christian by any means. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like I curse on this podcast, like my music has cursing in it, you know. And then I got like the imagery on the merch or what have you. But the reason why I'm doing it, the reason why I'm running with that is because people like it, and I want to give people what they want, you know. Like if you
have a market, there's a market that you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Tapped into.
Yeah, and I have like a bunch of other designs too. If people don't like that stuff, like I teamed up with Caroline Hughes, you know, Obscuro Arto on the gram, and we came up with this like zombified Steamboat Willie T-shirt, because Steamboat Willie is in the public domain now.
Cool.
And they I wanted to do like a neon cartoon monster merch, because in the Warped Tour days, like 2010, like that era, a lot of metalcore bands were doing neon cartoon monster merch. It would be this like ugly looking monster with like a neon green shirt, and that's what I was trying to replicate. And I think we got it down to a T.
Steamboat Willie, who's that?
It was the very, very first Mickey Mouse short that came out, where he's like on a boat and he's whistling the yeah. So as of January 1st, 2024, he's officially in the public domain, which means that we could do whatever we want, and Disney can't tell us anything.
Right on, man. Yeah. Anna Trevino Cantu, thank you for commenting and participating in the Facebook chat. She put 3 baseballs on there. Jason also, thank you for participating in the chat, man, and everybody else. But yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. Happy for you, and then I like your TikTok, and I hope it keeps growing, man. And hopefully, I hope one day that you can actually live off of it. That would be sweet, dude.
Yeah, man. I hope the same for you too, brother. Like, I'm a really big fan of your brand and your streetwear. Eventually, I do plan on picking up a couple T-shirts and some stickers and stuff. You got hats too, right?
Yeah, I got some hats. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely be picking up that as well.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, shout out to Corpus Christi Originals, man.
Yeah, Corpus Christi Originals. Oh, yeah, Corpus Christi Originals, y'all. Check out the merch. Help us help support this podcast. Keep it going. But yeah, man. So I guess we're wrapping it up here. How do we find you if we're looking for you online?
So you could find me on pretty much every social media app known to man. My username is Matt Cantu Music. Matt Cantu Music. TikTok is obviously the platform that I'm most popular on, with about 34,000 followers. 7 of my videos or so have hit 1 million views or more. So I definitely recommend you check that out. But definitely do follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, all the other socials, just in case shit hits the fan with TikTok, and I gotta start doing other stuff. So.
Oh yeah, come on. All right, man. Well, thanks a lot, you guys, for watching the show. Stay tuned for the next couple times. We got Droopy M coming up, Johnny Martinez, some other people coming up for these next couple of podcasts. Shout out to Maya, the producer of the show, and produced Streamlab Studios here downtown Corpus Christi, Texas. Matt, thank you, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, have a good one.
Hell yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Let me know when I can come back.
Yes, sir.